Hello again, this is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 16. This will be a short video. Okay, let's talk about loops. Many times when you write code, you want the same block of code to run over and over again. So instead of adding several almost equal code lines in a script, we can use loops. Listen, loops are used to execute the same blocks of code as long as the certain condition is true. PHP has several different loop types. We have the while loop, which is kind of like this. While loop. While loop. Then you have the for, the do, while, and then you have like, come on. Then you have your, oh boy. Then you have your for, right? We've seen that already. Plus, oh man, come on, Mr. Adam. And then you got, of course, your for each. We already seen the for each and we've seen the for. So, but for now, we're going to go to the first one, which is the while loop. Now, the while loop loops execution of a block code, right? As long as the condition is true. So, I'm going to show you how this is done. This command is not bad, and you will use them in the future, but not much. Let's try something. Yeah. Let's do $I equals 0. Then you want to say while let's put right in there $I less than 10, and it's an easy thing. Then you want to echo this guy, right? So we're going to say, let's move it over, echo, and you want to say plus plus, remember that? That means it's going to give you 1 right away. Let's do let's do this. That's it. I guess we can echo that later. Oops, is he using? Let's see what we got here. Well, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes all the way to 10. See, wow, this is less than 10. I want you to do this, and this is what you have gotten. It's just simple as that. Now the do while loop, this loops through a block of code once, then it repeats the loop as long as the condition is true. So if I kind of did, let's use this guy. Let's get rid of these guys. All right, let's use I again. Let's give it a number. Let's do 2. And this is how it works. See, you already initialize your variable I, right? Now you're going to say do. Oh, my chair is so terrible. Let's move this down. Do this. Wow. It remains true. So, okay, let's Let's go echo. The number is, let's give it dollar I. Let's do a break. See if I spell that right. All right, and now I want to bring this guy right back in there and add. All right, let's see. So we got this. We want to do this while we do this. Okay, while, this is the part, you do this while this. And it's a little strange, but it's $I less than equal 5. All right, let's see. We got this. All right, let's save it. Let's run it. And there you go. See, I made this into a 2. Of course, it printed that first one. Then what happened was it added a 1 and making it a 3. And then it says, hey, is this less than and equal? Yeah, it still is. All right, so let's continue with this. Once it kind of hit that number 5, it says, oh, that's it, we're done. That's how simple this is. The while I use this one and not so much. Now, the for loop statement loops through a block of code that specify a number of times, right? The for loop is more compact. You're doing 3 things. We already saw this one. You're doing 3 things within the for statement. You initialize your variable and assign a value to the variables, and then you compare it, right? And then you increase the loop. Again, we already did this before, but let me show you again. So we're going to say $I equals to 0, semicolon. See, right here you're initializing your variable, right? Now you're going to assign, you're going to compare it by you doing this in this same command. Let's do 10 $I, and then you want to increase. Let's do a little space so you can see it better. All right, don't forget your little block with the curly brace. Let's see what we can do here. We can do, we're going to use the continue statement to jump back to the top. I'll show you in a second. Let's say if you was, you're doing this, and let's echo this. Let's do echo, I'm going to say outside. There's a reason why I'm going to say that. If, outside the if, $I, let's put a couple of line breaks, right? Semicolon. Let's see what we got here. There you go. So what happened was you made this a 0, right? This you say is less than 10. Yes, it is. All right, we're gonna do this for next time, but for now you're gonna put in that number 1. I mean that 0, excuse me, because you did 0. Then you're gonna say on the next, and then it goes all the way. It keeps doing this until it hits number 10. Now remember, we started at 0, that's why I went to 9, but it's really a 10 count. So let's say if we wanted to, like, I don't know, let's do this. Let's move this guy a little bit down. I'm going to use, in this statement, if And I'm going to put this in parentheses, $I. We're going to use modulus number 2. Then we're going to say 0, 0, 0. Then we're going to add your little curly braces for your block. And then we're going to, I don't know, let's echo something. Echo inside if. Then you're going to say $I. This goes list to issue. Let's see. Look, it continued doing the. It says that it was inside, outside. Well, that's because I'm doing this. How about if we just shut this guy first, so we can see it better. See, by doing this, you're doing the modulus. What it's doing is giving you an even number like this: 2, 4, 6, 8. Isn't that wonderful how you could do that? And then if you wanted to continue, the continue statement tells it to go back. Let's see. Let's do it here. Let's do the continue. I don't think we talked about this one. Why didn't it continue? Oh, yeah. Welcome to. It should give you the odd numbers. Maybe that's what we don't need that one. Huh, that's strange. Continue. What's going on here? Oh. And I'm going to continue. I'm sorry about that. I needed to write that down. So what happens is you go like this, right? It says continue. It didn't give you this because what happened, if I would, listen, you saw this already, and you already saw that I did this. Sorry, it took me a little moment there to see what did it fall, right? Gave me the even numbers from within here. I'm gonna just taking that out, put it here. Give me the even numbers, right? Now I want to continue. And I'm going to take this out because I don't want to see it. So this is going to go through the process. It's going to say it finds the modulus number, right, of an even number, right? That's what that is. So when this becomes 0, of course it's 2. Then of course you add that to it. It's all even, but I'm going to break it down even more what modulus is. But this is to give you even numbers. If you want even numbers, this is a way to do it. If you want to give you, let's get rid of that. There you go. See, when you take this out, it gives you the even number because it's going like this, giving you this. Now you're continuing, meaning that don't go here. I'm not going to print this though right now. I said I'll print it out a little later. Check it out. It just goes right back. It just goes right back. There's a thing called break, like this, that will break you out of this completely, and it goes to the next line, to the next part of your code. We'll do that in a few minutes. I don't want to confuse anybody. So right now we got even numbers. Even numbers. Let's add this anyway. It's interesting. Yeah, good. Didn't touch it. All right. So like I said, goes like this. Continues. This gives you the number. It goes and gets out, goes here, and then goes through this process all over again. Gives you this. Goes out, goes through the process again, that gives you this. And basically that's it. This will give you the even numbers if you take this out. And if you want odd, just put this back in and make sure you put it in the outside. So this is called modulus. So let's talk, before we can continue, let's talk about the modulus first. Modulus gives you the remainder of a number. Like when you do your math, your division, you know how you get that one with the remainder of a number? This will give it to you. So what it does is it divides two numbers, right? And it'll give you a remainder of that one number. Doesn't go inside another number evenly. So if I went, let's keep this, let's go over here. And let's do echo. Don't tell me I'm losing my voice again. I don't understand this. I mean, okay, let's say we did this. First num equals to 200. Then you got, let's do this one. Second number, why not? That will be equal to 24. Then you want to divide, right? Each from each other. So you're gonna say, and that's what okay, let me show you. RS equals to dollar first num modulus of dollar sec num. So what's going to happen is it's going to divide, okay, from each other. And then I'm going to echo it out. I'm going to say dollar res. Just keeping it real, man. Gives you 8. You say, wait a minute. When you divide this to this, is why I'm getting 8, because this thing here won't give, this thing is not like doing this. Something like this. Which will give you that whole thing, but this will give you the number. You see what I mean. Watch this. So what I did is I'm gonna say, I think I went ahead of myself, but it's doing the same thing, okay? But with the other one, it'll give you the whole number. So as you can see, the modulus is the same thing, but it will give you the remainder. So if I kind of went like, now how's this work? Just got the thinking cap on to see. Let's do rest. I'm doing it. I'm using this so it'll go back into itself, but with a new number. So if I say let's multiply. So I'm going to multiply the results with, where is it? With this guy. Right? That's how you check. Remember how you check? Like to check your answer, you can multiply your number. Well, that's what you do, and then you compare it to what you got written. This is how you check. How about if I put in this guy over here? Let's move this one down. And now let's say I want to echo. Tell you what, we did this. This is because I don't want to see it. Maybe I should move it down a bit. Yeah, let's move this a little bit down. Let's put it in here. Okay. So then we're going to see what the results is. Let's save it. See, 192. I said, wait a minute, you had 200. So what happened was you divided that 200 by this. It gave you a modulus because that's the remainder. Then you take that modulus number, which was here, because you did it over here, see? And you times it by the actual, the second number. It's this times this is supposed to give you this, but it's not, because it has a remainder. It has a remainder. So what you do is I'm going to take this same line right here. Let's do both of these. I'll put it over here. Right? When you subtract that big number with the results of the multiplication number, then you will find, what was it? Let's take this one out. I'm going to put this one here. Probably the works the same way. I don't want no negative. Right, like this. Then you, with that, that's the big number. You want to subtract whatever we got here with this big number. That will be it. Oh, we must echo this. So let's echo it right here. $res. So you can see, right? You assign 200, you assign 24 to the second one. Then you did the modulus, which is really a division. It divides it and it gives you the remainder. The other one does the same thing. This gives you the remainder, and that was, what was it? Maybe we should that's what that was, the multiplication. I should have printed out the other one. I'm going to put this here. Let's do this. Just want to see. See, 892. Now it went back and it says, oh, I took that number, the 92, and put it with this number, which is 200. So what I should do was, well, you know it's 200. I mean, I could echo it if you want me to. We can just put it over here. We can say echo. Like that. See, 200. Modulus 8, that's the remainder. Okay, I want you to multiply the remainder with the actual second number, which I should have put it here. Maybe I should put it. Let's do it here. Echo $sect num. Okay, put it over here. So let's do this. Sorry. Okay. There you go. 20 to 24. You got A. You did the remainder. Then you took that res and you multiply by the second number, 24, which is here. And then after you've done that, you subtract the main number, 200, with 192, which gives you 8. And this is how you know that the remainder, the modulus, gave you the right number. You understand? Now, we're going to go back to the, what was that thing we were doing? Well, you understand this part, right? So I'm going to take this whole thing out. That's what modulus does. Let's keep that there. And I'm going to go back to this one. Okay, so what I wanted to do, see how you have this one here? You got this one here. What I want to do is I want to add a few lines. So I'm going to say if $, what did I put here? If $I equal to 7, and you do this. We're going to do a break. Remember we had continue? Well, right now we're going to do a break. We're going to use break. So now you got the break. And then we're going to use the, we're going to do another S, else. So we're going to say, we're going to echo outside. Why not? We say, hey, why not? Let's use this. Because I want to be able to, I'm going to put here, and let's move this over. And then I want to take this, and I want to put it before the break. How about that? Let me see. If we do the, let's move this over, and then we're going to add a comma. Let's do the break. So if I went through this, let's move this. Just a little bit. So if I moved, let me see, I did this, I got these numbers from before. Let's get this out. Oops, it will get out when I. Then what happened was, I'm going to go like this, I'm going to break. See, this one continues. Remember how it gave me the even numbers and the odd numbers, that kind of thing. What I want to do is, let's experiment here. See, it gave me the odd number, of course, because that's what we wanted. And then, you know, I'm going to put this. Let's see what this looks like. 5, 4, 6, 7. Nice. All right, we're gonna. So basically, let's just do it. So right here we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and if I wanted to add a comma, like right after the 7, then I want to do it. Remember, I used to. It went all the way down to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it gave me the even number. Remember that? First I did this. It gave me. Now after the 7th number, I just want you to put a comma, and I want you to break out of it. And basically, that's what I did. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Simple as that. This statement is my favorite loop statement, the for loop. And I also like the for each statement, which you already seen, right? When I did, when it reads the arrays, it loops through a block of code for each element in an array. And I like that. And you're going to use that a lot. You're going to use this one a lot. You're going to use the for a lot, but this I like at the best. You're going to use the for each a lot too. The do and the while, I mean, you could use you probably will use the while more the while than you do the do while. But instead, just in, you know, PHP trying to cover its bases. All right, man. So let's continue. So as I mentioned before, this statement can easily cycle through the array, right? This statement is only used for arrays. So it loops right through the key and value pair. Remember the key and value pair? It's kind of something like this. And let's say, I don't know, let's put a number. See? Let's bring this down. This will be the key and the value pair. This is the associated array. So it goes through all that whole thing. So let's try something. Let's do the take this out. Let me take a sip of water, please. Excuse me. Drink my kombucha. Mixed it with water. That stuff is strong. So here's an example of colors, let's say. And then you want to create an array. And you're going to assign some stuff. So I'm going to say red. I'm going to say green. Then we're going to say yellow. That'll be good. Semicolon. Doo-doo-doo. Now for each of these guys, I want you to print it out. That's all. No big deal. You've seen this already. And remember, you can use the keyword as because you want to give it a different name. So let's say value. And of course, just don't forget your curly brackets. That's your block. And we're just going to have one line. I'm going to say $value. And I'm going to put, let's see, should I put, all right, so it's going to, I mean, you've seen this already, red, green, and yellow, right, because it goes through it. All right, so now here's a way to display the source code of a website. Now we would use the, remember the command that we use to read a file called file. It's like the first one. Let's erase this. Remember, it was like a file like this. Is the function that we use, right? And we also use something called HTML special characters, like that, because you wanted the HTML entities. We discussed this already in the previous video, but I want to read. Oh, let's read. We're going to use that again. Let's use that again. Read file, and then we're going to say, how about recite? That will make more sense. Recite. Then we're going to put this file function, this command, and I'm going to add the, what is, I'm going to use Apple, HTTPS, right, hopefully, secure socket layer. Then we're going to use Apple and .com, the URL, right, semicolon, I'm going to print this sucker out, for each. See, this is also a good example to use for this. I'm going to go here, oops, there you go. We're going to say dollar read, remember, because that's what you read, oops, no, read site. Then we're going to say as, I'm going to give it a name, right, dollar read, that will make it more simple, dollar read line, and then you're going to put in the actual associated web, because you're doing the key value, so you're going to do, I don't know, call it line. Let's put a space here so it'll be easier to read better. So you're gonna read you read in this. Then you're going to, for each of this stuff that's in here, I want you to give me the key and value pair, right? So what we're gonna do with it though? Well, I guess we can echo it out. So we're gonna echo it out, right? Echo. And we could say here, all the numbers of lines. Let's put a little thing there. And then, of course, remember I told you that you can use these curly brackets so you can read it better. Read site. No, it was called reline. Reline. Right here, remember? Reline. So then what you do is, let's add a concatenation there. And let's do the HTML special chars. Did I spell that right? HTML special characters. All right. And then, of course, you got your parentheses, and then we're going to use the line. See, this thing, the actual line. This is the value. Data line. Okay, and then we're going to, let's move it. Yeah, so we don't have it all bunched up. We're going to do a line break. You understand what I'm doing here? And wait a minute, something's wrong here. I did this. I did that. Why is this here? And then semicolon. This goes like this. Let's see. See, this one has it here. Should I put these doubles? Yeah, okay, because I want this to show the value. HTML special characters. I hate to be looking in. I have to look into the. Okay. All right, this will do it. This will do the job. Let's see. Save it. Ah, there he goes. Ah. So it gave me all the lines. Get it? Like, this is reading their stuff. They must have had like a lot of line, like when you know how you have like the title, then you got a space, and you got all your stuff. Kind of website looks like. That's probably what this is, right? So then it finds the look. Yeah, basically that's what it was. These people in Apple had 37 lines before this came up. So in other words, remember I showed you before that you can do, let's say this is the name of the file. Then you could do something like, basically the first line should be this, right? Should be the doc type. Remember we talked about the doc type, HTML, like this. And then when you go to the next line, oops, then it will be something like HTML, like that. Right, like this. And then you remember we had all these closing one. Then we had yeah, that's it. That's basically, remember we had the headers and the body. Well, usually this line should be the top line. It should be really the top line. But by the looks at this, Apple has 37 space lines like this. Then it gives you this stuff. It's crazy, right? I mean, this is a big company. It's supposed to be like high tech. And they're doing these little dumb things. All right. So then what happens is, see, remember, like the head, look, HTML, the head, and then you have a bunch of lines, blank lines. Then it goes, oh, hey, here's your link. Then it breaks out the link in each section of it. You got a bunch of links. Oh, look, they all have it. This is considered one line. All this is considered along one line. I can't believe it. They put all these. Huh. Of course, you have your alternate right here. You go like this, all links. You know, these are links that link to an external file. So he has all this, and then they break to a bunch of blank lines. Then he also has scripts right in the head. See, you got the little JavaScript thing right in the head. This is probably something to do with that Google thing. Let me see. It keeps going down. See, it ends the script. This was supposed to be window. This is like a JavaScript thing. Then he starts another script in JavaScript, as you can see right here. That's line 120. Holy moly! But oh, wow! Look at this. That's a lot of JavaScript, man. Then you have space, and now you got your meta, like your meta tag, viewpoint. This is telling the browser, hey, that it's going to be responsive, right? Then you got more of the links. Holy moly, you got your metadata. And then you have, holy smokes, where is the body? Oof. Where is it? Man, it's crazy. You look at this, you look at this. Wow. I'm going to have to look at that website. Why so many? It's not. This is not a great way of writing. I mean, sometimes you need to do JavaScript on the head. It's not really the right way to be doing things. Look, you got your SVGs. Those are big. This takes a lot of space. But when you call a website, it's considered like a download because it's going to your browser, right? That one time. So, oh, look at this. Now starts the main stuff. See, main section. Wow, it's crazy. See how you're looking at all these JavaScript stuff, like this right here. See this right here? You shouldn't be seeing this. But if you add the decode one, there's two of them. This one is the one that, remember I told you when you're gonna do sanitizing your data, you're gonna be needing to do these special character stuff, right? Because you want to send it like that, but when it gets to the end, like so you can see it after they have sanitize the whole thing and validate it, then you can do the decode. And what this does is, you know something? Let's clear this out first. Let's save it. Okay, let's put it back in. Let's run it. Still gave you the blank numbers. I mean, then see, but then it formatted it so well that now you're able to see what the website looks like. Now this is, for some reason, my Safari. I mean, not my Safari. My Chrome don't work well. This will work well in a, who's the other guys that we have? What's the other? The other browsers. This will work in O and in what's the other ones? I mean, I can't believe it just doesn't cross my mind. But all the other browsers, this stuff will come up nice, like how Apple looks when you call it up, right? But for some reason, my Chrome is not working well. And it needs to, because I'm using an older version of my computer. So when I try to get like the newer stuff, man, it's like you gotta pay for it. I'm not doing that. Anyway, so that's the story with this stuff. You can take all that code, you can decode it, you can see it'll look really much more decent than what you saw before. So that's basically what that is. Just again, that HTML special characters function that converts that special character to the HTML entities. Remember, that's why you saw the brackets and SVG and all the stuff that you're using. And then it will be something like when you're doing, and I already showed you this, but when you're doing the less than, it will kind of turn it into LT like this. If you're using the greater than, it will turn it into GT like that. If you're using an ampersand sign, where are you? That like this, it'll turn it into like this one. Where are we? And then it's called amp. Then you, what are we doing? Let's do the quotes. So we do that. It'll be something like quote like that. The single one will be something like with APS. Let's take that out. It will be something like APOS. That's it. And when you use that, this is what it'll turn into. That's what this does when you use it like this. Once it gets to the other side, then you use the decode. Oops, the decode like that, and then it'll make this into this. It'll make this into this. It'll make this into this. It's fantastic stuff. It just replaces the stuff for you. So how about I guess I could show you one more thing that was like the, oh, you know, the baseline. I did mention I was going to show you the baseline. The base name of a file. Here is how we can count the number of lines code in a file. You know, we will use the baseline function, and we will use the count function to count the number of lines in that file that we're going to call up. The baseline, the base name, it's called the base, I always say baseline, base name, like that. That will give you the base of a name. Kind of like this one. This is the base right here. This is the name, right? This is the extension. This is the extension of a file. This is the base name of a file. So let's just do a let's see how you have this PHP test. Let's read itself. Let's read what this file is. This is a good way. You're using a super global I called it function, but it's, you could say dollar, remember, parentheses. I think I might have, you know something, I will be showing you a lot of this stuff later. It's going to get more complicated. I just wanted to get all that basic stuff out the way first. This is underscore and self, like that. This is how you do it. So if you go like this, don't forget that semicolon. Let's echo that. See? It gave you, because remember, you got your directory, which happens to be root. Then you do the slash, and then you got this. That's what that is. Root directory, PHP, like that. So it'll give you that whole thing. Matter of fact, so why don't we add line breaks? Man, Andre. Oh boy. Stop kidding around. Excuse me a second, we need to take a zip. right. Okay, so let's get the baseline. So let's say echo. Let's say baseline. Base name. Then we're going to do the semicolon. All right, right here we're going to add this guy in here. We're going to add this. There you go, like this. All right, you got your base name. You can surround it. What is that noise that I keep hearing? I don't think the people downstairs locked the door well. All right, let's see what this looks like. There you go. See, it took out. When it looked at this, it looked at this whole thing, but it looked at it like that this was a separate entity. Get it? Like this treated this whole thing as the actual extension of it. I mean, baseline. So it took out this out and gave me that whole thing. That's not the way to do it. So the way to do it is to go like, let's take this out. Put it in here. The way to do it, right, is you're going to tell it. You say, hey, you're going to put a comma here. And then you're going to say, I'm going to base it onto here from the PHP. There you go. Let's see. Let's take this out. Put it in here. See. Now, it took that, right? Took that. It's going to give me the baseline for that one, the base name for it. There you go. See? Base name. Because this is the extension. You're telling it, oh, give me the base number, not the extension. This is the extension. If you wanted to get like a count of those lines, you can kind of gotta do this. And we've seen the count before. Told you, as we go, you're going to see some stuff and you're going to see more of that other stuff, the more advanced stuff. So you go like this, you're going to say count, semicolon. Should we put it somewhere so we can count this? Yeah, why not? Let's put it in, man. Let's do this. We'll say call it count line. Yeah, that makes more sense. Lines. There you go. And then, of course, before you wanted to see it, right? So you just say echo this semi. Okay, it's going to give me an error, so let's not do that. Let's count lines. Let's do this. There you go. That's it. And then we could just put it in some, I don't know, echo it. We could say echo there are none. What did I call it? Lines. In count. You know, this is not a line. I mean, why don't we just say, it doesn't matter. File would have been a better deal, like this. File. Doesn't make a difference, just more. Let's do the file. Okay, so you put this in here, which is this, then you want that, okay. Let's see. All right. Why is the count? What does it say? Undefined variable count in. There are one line in 28 on line 28. Where's 28 at? Oh, file. Dude, there you go. That's kind of strange. Why would it give me just the number 1? Huh. Oh, because there's only 1 right here. That's all it is. It's just 1. There are 1 lines in. It's just this one. This is what's considered 1 because I'm putting it in here. Oh, excuse me. And that's what that is. It's just only 1. You're only going to see that. See how we just showed you this? Well, this is just 1 line. Just 1 line. So there are 1 line in this. I got it. Got it. Very good. Very good. Well, we reached the end. And if you enjoyed this video and you learn about loops, HTML entities, and the base name, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This will help grow my channel. And on the next video, I will talk more about module, which is a strange topic, but some modules of all the things that are inside PHP core